Namaskar. Today's topic is dual space. So this is for the students of MSc Maths first semester linear algebra and for the paper linear algebra 1C1. So our topic is today's topic we have discussed the dual space is reflexivity of the vector space and second dual of a vector space. So first we define the linear functional. The linear transformation from the vector space V to its field F is known as a linear functional. So such type of mapping from vector space V to the field, its field is known as linear functional. Next we define dual space. Let Vf be the vector space, then the set of all linear functionals, that is homomorphism V to F, is called the dual space of V and denoted by V star. So the set of all linear functionals is known as the dual space of the V. Next we define the dual basis. Let Vf be a vector space of dimension n and B be the B1, B2, B3 and Bn be its basis. Then the basis B star equal to F1, F2 and so on Fn of V star defined by Fi Bj equal to Kronecker delta Ij for I varying from 1 to I and j are varying from 1 to up to n is called the dual basis of the B. So for each n-dimensional vector space we are defining its dual basis with the linear functionals f1, f2, fn with this condition that fi bj equal to delta ij. If this condition is satisfied, then we will say this B star is a dual basis of the B. So for the existence of dual basis we are having the following theorem. Let Vf be a vector space of dimension n and B equal to B1, B2, Bn be its basis. Then there exists a unique basis B star F1, F2 containing F1, F2 and so on Fn of V star such that Fi Bj equal to Kronecker delta Ij for Ij varying from 1 to up to n, and this is called the dual basis. And for each linear functional f on V, we can express this f linear functional as this much: summation I varying from 1 to n f bi fi. And for each vector V in V, we can express this vector V as a summation I varying from 1 to n fi V into bi. So we are having here the property or beauty that how we can find the coefficients in the linear combination expression in the linear combinations. Then we can find the coefficient for the V as FIV and for the F as FBI. So now we see here its proof of this theorem. Let Vf be a vector space of dimension n and B equal to B1, B2, Bn be its basis. Then by the property of linear transformation there exists a unique functional Fi for each Bj such that Fi Bj equal to delta Ij for Ij varying from 1 to n. This we have proved the sum theorem in the previous lecture. So from there we have followed this, that for each property of linear transformation there exists a unique functional for a vector f bj, that fi bj equal to Kronecker delta ij and ij varying from 1 to up to n. Then we obtain from B a set of n distinct linear functionals f1, f2, fn on B, and let B star equal to f1, f2, fn. So then we prove that this is the required basis for us. So it's for the condition for the basis, two conditions, that this is the linearly independent and spanning set. So we first prove that B star is linearly independent. Let summation Li for proving independent. Let summation I varying from 1 to n alpha I fi equal to 0. Here this 0 is the zero functional belongings to V star, and alpha i's are the scalars belongings to field F for I varying from 1 to n. Now we apply this zero functional or combination on the vector Bj, basis vector of Bj. So this will become that summation alpha I fi bj equal to 0 bj, and that is the 0. So now this 0 belongs to F field, and j varying from 1 to up to n. Now applying the property of functionals, we can open this bracket, then we can write this alpha I fi bj equal to 0 for j varying from 1 to n, and now applying the definition or condition of fi bj, we can write this fi bj as Kronecker delta ij, and after varying I, we obtained this as the value of Kronecker delta ij is 1 when I equal to j and is equal to 0 when I is not equal to j. Therefore, after applying this property of Kronecker delta, we obtain alpha j equal to 0 for j varying from 1 to up to n. Therefore, we can say that B star is linearly independent. Now, for the property of spanning, now we are proving this way. Now, since B star is linearly independent set of n linear functional, and dimension of the V star equal to dimension of the homomorphism Vf, and this is equal to n into 1. In the previous theorems, we have proved that the dimension of homomorphism Vf is equal to dimension of the V into dimension of the second subvector space F, and the dimension of field, we know that this is 1. Therefore, n into 1 equal to 1. That is the dimension of V star, and dimension of V is equal. Therefore, B star is a therefore this B star span the vector space V star, and therefore B star is a basis of the V star. Next we see the coefficient expression of the linear functional and a vector. So first we are having f is some linear functional on V, and as the B star is a basis, therefore f can be expressed as a linear combination of f1, f2 and so on fn. Therefore f equal to summation I varying from 1 to n alpha I fi, and now we calculate these alpha I. So we employ this linear function on bj, then we obtain that f bj equal to summation I varying from 1 to n alpha I fi bj, and after opening this bracket we obtain fi bj, and applying the definition of fi, writing this as equal to Kronecker delta ij, and putting the value of Kronecker delta ij, we obtained this as alpha j. Therefore we have obtained the value of alpha j equal to f bj, that is alpha I equal to fbi. Now replace the value of alpha I in the above equation, this one, then we obtain the expression of the f, that summation fbi fi. So in this way we have obtained the expression for f as a summation I varying from 1 to n fbi fi. Now we obtain the similar expression for vector v in V. V is a linear combination of the vectors of basis V. Therefore we can write V as V equal to summation I varying from 1 to n alpha I bi, and then now we have to calculate these alpha i's, and for this we are employing this equation, applying on this equation the linear functional fj. So fjv equal to fj summation alpha I bi, and after simplification this will become alpha j. So we have obtained the value of coefficients alpha j, that is fjv. and therefore coefficient of the alpha I is FIV. So replace the value of alpha I obtained in this way. We obtain the value of V as summation I varying from 1 to n FIV into BI. So in this way we obtain the expression of any linear functional and any vector V in the vector space V. Next we define the bidual space or second dual or dual space of the dual space. The dual vector space of a dual space V star is called the bidual space or second dual space and is denoted by the V double star. So in the previous we have obtained the dual space defined. Then again if we find the dual of the dual space, then this is called the bidual space or second dual space and denoted by the V double star. So using the previous theorem we are having the following property one can easily determine. The first property is dimension V star equal to dimension V double star. Second one is V star is isomorphic to V double star because the dimension here dimension equal and these are isomorphic, and V is isomorphic to V double star. These are some properties of the second dual space. And next we are having a theorem which will relate V to V double star, or there is a correspondence from V to V double star. So this is the theorem. The statement of the theorem is let V be a finite dimensional vector space over the field F, and if V is any vector in V, the functional, then we define a function LV on V star defined by LV F equal to FV for all F belonging to V star. Then we have to show that this is a linear functional on V star, that is LV belongs to V double star, and also prove that the mapping V to LV is an isomorphism of V onto V double star. So here we see the proof or property of this LV. If V belongs to V and F belongs to V star, then FV is a unique element of the F, because F is the linear functional, therefore FV is unique element of the F. Therefore the correspondence LV defined by LVF equal to FV for all F belongs to V star is a function from V star into F. So this is the definition of LV, that LVF equal to FV for all F belongs to V star. Here V is fixed. V is the fixed element of the vector space V. So next we check its property of the LV, that whether this is linear or not linear. So for this, let AB belongs to F and FG belongs to V star. Then we are having by the definition that LVAF plus BG equal to AF plus BG into V. So now we can open this bracket using the property of linear functionals. So this we can write as AFV plus BGV, and this we can write as AFV plus BGV. Now apply the definition of LV, or from equation 1 we can write this as ALVF plus BLVG. So in this way we have seen that LV is a linear functional on V star, and therefore LV belongs to V double star. Now let psi be the function from V into V double star defined by the psi V equal to LV. So psi is, we are taking a psi as a function from V into V double star and defined by psi V equal to LV for all V belongs to V. Then we will show that this is in isomorphism. So for the isomorphism, three conditions: 1, 1, on 2 and linearity. So first we are proving that to prove that psi is 1 1. So now if uv belongs to v, then psi u equal to psi v implies lu equal to lv implies luf equal to lvf for all f belongs to v star, and applying the from equation 1 definition of lu, this is become fu equal to fv for all f belongs to v star. So taking on the side LHS, we have f, can write this as fu minus fv will equal to 0, and therefore fu minus v equal to 0 for all f belongs to v star. Therefore we obtained that u minus v equal to 0, that is u equal to v. So we have started from psi u equal to psi v and obtained u equal to v. Therefore the mapping psi is 1 1. Next, to prove that psi is a linear transformation, so again take AB belongs to f and uv belongs to v, then psi au plus bv by definition of the psi, this is equal to L au plus bv, and for every f belongs to v star, we have L au plus bv f equal to f au plus bv by definition from 1. So this is equal, after opening the bracket we can write this as a fu plus b fv, and this is equal to a luf plus b lvf and equal to a lu plus b lvf. So this is true for all f belongs to v star. Therefore we are having L au plus bv equal to a lu plus b lv equal to a psi u plus b psi v. Therefore we are having psi au plus bv equal to a psi u plus b psi v. Therefore psi is a linear transformation from v into v double star. So we have next, for the onto condition, we are having dimension v equal to dimension v star. Therefore psi is 1 1 implies that psi must also be onto. Hence psi is n. So here the dimension is of v equal to v double star. So hence psi is an isomorphism from v to v double star. That is v equal to v is isomorphic to v star. Now seeing as the in above theorem we define the reflexivity of the vector space. Let V be a vector space and V double star be its second dual space. Then the correspondence U to LU between V and V double star is known as the natural correspondence. Here this is the double star. V double star is known as natural correspondence. Then the property of natural correspondence or isomorphism between V and V double star is known as reflexivity, and thus in the above theorem we have proved that every finite dimensional vector space is a reflexive. So this every finite dimensional vector space follows the property of reflexivity. Now we see an example for calculating the dual space. So this example is find the dual basis of the basis set B equal to 1 minus 1 3 0 1 minus 1 0 3 minus 2 for V3R. So for the V3R we have given the basis, and using this basis we have to find the dual basis. So so denote these bases: first vector by alpha 1, second by alpha 2, third by alpha 3, and that is B is alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 is the given basis set. And now the dual basis of B will also contain three functional. let B star equal to F1, F2, F3 be the dual basis of B, such that now we assume this is the general F1 ABC equal to A1A plus A2B plus A3C, F2 ABC equal to B1A plus B2B plus B3C, and F3 ABC equal to C1A plus C2B plus C3C. As F1, F2, F3 are the linear functional, therefore we can write this any image of the any element as a combination of the field F. So these are the field F, and now we have to calculate these coefficients AI, BI and CI using the property of dual basis. For all ABC belongs to R3, AI, BI, CI belongs to F. So we are having the definition of the dual basis, that Fi alpha j equal to Kronecker delta Ij, and this Kronecker delta Ij equal to 0 when I not equal to j, and this is equal to 1 when I equal to j. So using this condition we can write the equation as F1 alpha 1 equal to 1, F1 alpha 2 equal to 0, F1 alpha 3 equal to 0, and so on. So apply equation 1 and using the values of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 in as given above, one can obtain the values of AI, BI, CI. So after solution we are having the value of F1 ABC equal to A1A plus A2B plus A3C equal to A. So and similar F2 ABC equal to 7A minus 2B minus 3C, and F3 ABC equal to minus 2A plus B plus C. So in this way we have obtained the dual basis using the basis of the V3R. So therefore B star equal to F1, F2, F3 is the dual basis of B, where F1, F2, F3 are defined by the relation these two. So today we have discussed the dual space, the second dual, and reflexivity and related theorems. For more details you can refer to any textbook. So thank you. I am Dr. R.P. Somani, Associate Professor in Maths.